Okay, 27th of March. Let's take a look at gold, euro dollar, Dow Jones, Bitcoin. So I marked in the astro hours here. This should come down. This is gold, by the way. All right. This should come down to this 1962 or slightly lower into this zone. Now remember, last week, Monday and Thursday were swing days for gold. And that's your Monday going down. Okay, Wednesday. And this is your Thursday coming up for the retest. And then this is Friday going down. And I said 1960 was a target last week. Yes, that was. We made one of the targets, and the second one this week is this 1963 and 61 at 1962, 97. So 1963 actually is a target down here. Okay, so buying in this 1963 zone is an option. This is the zone where the market pushed up to cause that high. We still got high on the daily PST and the weekly if you're using your ATAM. On the daily we've got that. On the weekly we've got that. And the targets for that is 2079, 2080. So the market's got potential to push up, and it's got potential to also sell from the highs, okay, and then come back down. Now the sell-off on Friday, which is this one, did not break the swing off Thursday, okay, this one here. So the low of Asia today is right there, which actually, if I mark it in, is pretty much in line with this, okay. And this astro hour here is 8:40, okay, which is communicating to us a change level here, okay. So the two things can happen here. We're either going to come back into this zone, which if we do is not a bad thing, okay. We can then get into some buying, okay. If it comes down first, you can go into the buying, and that's that zone there, okay, which actually pretty much matches that 1963 zone there, okay. So if we dip it down, looks logical in order to buy, and this is, okay, a level there. Now this is the support, it's the low of Asia, right, but it hasn't really broken out this resistance there, it's just tested it there. So I suspect if the market wants to buy, which I'm thinking it will probably want to do that, will want to come down here into this 1962, 97, 1963 zone at an astro hour to go long. If it goes up from here, okay, then we're going to have to think about selling again, okay. But the swing days for gold, I'm going to post in the members area, okay, so look out for those first. You can trade on those swing days and just leave it out for the rest of the sessions if you like, okay, because I think gold's going to have a better session during the week, okay. If you want to just do intraday day trading, wait for those levels so that the market comes to. Now here we've got the weekly pivot here. As you can see, we're right under the weekly pivot here. So the market at the astro hour wanting to dip down is also a possibility, but I'd rather do it at the PST levels, right? So doing the trades at the PST levels is a better way to go. And as you can see, we've got a nice move up with a triangle happening here. So the market will want to buy around this zone or this zone here as your indecision bar, okay. So mark it in like I do, okay, and which will come to the low of that channel there. And if it does, will also be looking for astro hours, okay. That's the 1900, not the 1900, above the 1900. So I suspect if I just take the middle of that 1920, 1915 zone there, all right. And if I look into that, that's a bit way down there, okay. But the market coming down to this 1963 is very logical, and there'll be a support here. Now let's take a look at euro dollar. Here's the euro dollar. Now remember with the euro dollar last week, same kind of thing. Let's start with the weekly, all right. That was last week, as you can see, right on the target there, pretty much, and then selling off, okay. This has room to come down to fill in the gaps on the euro dollar. That's nice there. And remember, the swing days for this last week on the Eurodollar Wednesday and Thursday, and that's your Wednesday there. All right, this is Monday, Friday, sorry, that's your Thursday there. Okay, we had Wednesday and Thursday. That's Wednesday and that's Thursday. As you can see, that's when they made the highs, nice and easy. That's your Wednesday here. This is your Thursday here, and look at that beautiful sell-off there coming into Friday, and now we're here. Now this is an impulse wave, as you can see, right? So we'll want to come back up to fill in some gap, okay? And this will be a zone to sell. All right, I've also once again put the Astro hours in for today. Okay, so what we want to do with the euro dollar is that's pretty much okay. Let me get rid of that. On the daily, the LCL1 1.0881, 1.0881. Okay. So in this zone, that's also a place where we'd want to be looking to sell at, okay? But as you can see, it's a nice breakthrough. So the market wanting to sell is logical. All right. After this impulse wave, we're either going to go up here, fill in the gap, or we're going to keep pushing down, okay? So let's do this. Let's just extend it a little bit, and let's figure out the levels there. That's 42. And 37. So we're looking at 1.0604, 1.0604 down here. Whoopsie daisy. That's going to target us out. I'm just going to delete that. Okay, and the other one here is HCL1, 1.0525. And what I've got here is 49, 1.0571. 0525, 0571 is around there. Okay. So I don't mind targeting these levels. If the market goes up, you can at Astro hours plus swing days. You can do that. If the market goes up today, you'll want to sell it off, okay? Another good spot is going to be this, like I said, 1.0881. Let's take that into consideration and do this, because that's going to be your kill zone, okay? 1.0881 there. Okay, so we've got a few levels we can get up into and then sell off. All right, so I think that's the way to go. If it, instead of going up, if it comes down first, you want to look for lows with the euro dollar, okay, today, tomorrow, to also be going long in that case, okay, and that's also okay. It's not a problem. However, though, I like to see it up first so we can sell, so we can go with this push down. Okay, it's a really good push down. So closing in the gaps, selling off is not a bad idea. Let's take a look at US 30. That's a new week. Last week we closed high, and this kind of filled in a bit of a gap here. Not all the way, but let me just check it out. That's the weekly. Let's do this. Let's get back to the daily. It's a bit of a chop zone there. 36, 31, 639. So let's just put this 31, 639 up here. Okay, so this is one zone. 31, 6, 40, let's say. That's one zone there. All right, this is a sell zone, as you can see. Now last week the Dow Jones And the indices, what do we have? We had, for all the indices, we had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right? Because SP 500 was Monday, Dow Jones was Tuesday, NASDAQ was Wednesday, and that's basically it, right? So that's the Wednesday there. All right, so when they had a big spike up in the news, and then the market came down, and that's pretty much it. On the 22nd, let's see, 22nd was, it should be Wednesday. Yeah, that is true. Okay, so Wednesday was there, and Tuesday it was also, like, as you can see, a high level. Wednesday with the news, it made that spike up, took everybody's stop out, and so forth. And on Monday, that was like it. Monday made the swing low. Tuesday, Wednesday, big dip down. So now we've got this. Now with the US 30 weekly, okay, on the weekly we're still in this downwards motion, and this is the resistance for this week. If we break above this, you don't want to stand in front of it. We'll look for buys. 32,412, 32,412 is around here. Okay, so it's already done that. Okay, whoops, around here. So this place is not a bad spot to be selling again. Okay, Asia sold off here. This is an astro hour. During the astro hours, this is a place you can sell off. If it breaks above this and above the high of Thursday and closes above, don't muck around with it, because once you break above this, we'll be going to that 49 level, which is 32,891. So let's put that as a target, 32,890. Right there. Okay, so that's also okay. Now if the market sells here, comes back into the daily and weekly, okay, you'd want to be looking to buy as well in this zone. Okay, you'd want to be looking to go long in this zone as well. Why? Because this is where the push happened that broke above that recent swing. Okay, and because these are astro hours, plus we've got a weekly PST level here, it's not a bad spot to sell. 32,640 is on the price. 32, that can't be right. 32,640, it is right. 32,640 is out there on the price. So you're going to have to keep an eye out on this as well. Okay. There you go. But if it breaks above this, like I said, you don't want to be sticking around with it, because what the market will probably do is meet that PST level. So selling at astro hours in this zone with a tight stop loss is okay. All right, it's fine. The market should sizzle down at least into the opening here and possibly into the weekly as well. So you could get an intraday trade in there. Okay, now the swing days for obviously Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and SP 500 I'm going to put in there. But like I said, this is not a bad spot to be selling as well at astro hours, like I said, on the weekly PST. If we take a look at Bitcoin quickly, let's take a look. It's a new week. As you can see, that's a good push up. So last week I said if we come back here, you can go long at the good buy kiss. Other than that, I wouldn't. What to do here? It's a bit tricky. Monthly. Yeah, it's like since January, it's obviously going up. So I said after the 15th of January, it would go up. Okay. So, and that is the 15th of January right there. As you can see, the market just went up. Came back nicely in here. There's still a bit of gap. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's do this. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so as the market pulls back in, it should pull back into at least this zone here. So you want to be doing your buying. You want to be doing your buying in this zone here. Okay, or in this zone here. Okay, so don't do any buying up there. Let it come back to you. and then yeah, let it come back to this at least 37.5. Okay, so if you're going to do any buying, just wait for the lows here into that zone, and then think about going long. Other than that, I wouldn't be. If you want to short it, where to short it, then you're going to be looking for this zone here, okay, which the market has already just barely touched. Okay, so if it does a slightly higher high, gets into that zone, it's also going to be a sell zone, as you can see here. Okay, and that's your 31,300 zone. And that's basically it. But any buying, I'd be buying at the lows here, at least at the mid-range of this push up here, which is going to be there, or much better zone is this purple zone here, and this is your indecision there. Okay, so any buyers, wait, nice and easy.